Such praises. What More music at gospeljingle.com.
We will feast in the house of Zion. We will sing with our hearts restored. He has done great things. We will say together, we will feast and weep no more. We will not be burned by the fire. He is the Lord our God. We are not consumed by the flood. Upheld, protected, gathered up. We will feast in the house of Zion. We will sing with our hearts restored. He has done great things. We will say together, we will feast, then weep no more. In the dark of night, before the dawn, my soul be not afraid, for the promised morning, oh how long, oh God of Jacob, be my strength. We will feast in the house of Zion. We will sing with our hearts restored. He has done great things. We will say together, we will feast, then weep no more. Every vow we broken and betrayed, you are the faithful one. And from the garden to the grave, bind us together, bring shalom. We will feast in the house of Zion. We will sing with our hearts restored. He has done great things. We will say together, we will feast and weep no more. Weep no more.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore.
light shine bright as day. And for those who sit in the shadow of death,
Good morning. I have to check my switches. I'm so glad you're all here. And we come this morning to worship God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And as we do, we are gathered here on the traditional and unceded territory of the Secwepemc Nation. And as I mentioned last week, on August the 1st, I'm going to be on the cleanup crew after the powwow. And that's not just because they need some help. That's actually directly related to acknowledging that we are where we are. So an act of reconciliation is to show up when help is needed. So Janie and I right now are signed up to be there on Monday, the 1st of August at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll help for a few hours. If anybody wants to join us, just send me a note or send Carolyn a note in the office, because the other announcement would be that I'm going on vacation in a few hours. And so thank you in advance to all those of you who are carrying various parts of the load. Janie herself is going to preach next week for you all, so don't miss that. And then Ron is preaching in 2 weeks, and so don't miss that, especially not Ron. Judy, make sure he comes in 2 weeks, okay? That would be really awkward. And then on the 31st, there will be a picnic. And I now realize, poor Libby, I've gone completely out of order on my announcements, but that's okay. So on July 31st, we'll meet not here, but just down the road at McGowan Park at 10 a.m. Bring your coffee, muffins, or if you've already had coffee and muffins at 6 a.m. and you're ready for lunch by 11, bring your lunch. And bring your kids, and they can play in the splash park, and there can be multiple grown-ups for them to interact with and help. So on that day, we'll just be together in that space, and so all are welcome to come. But it's sort of a bring your own, do your own thing, but meet there at 10 a.m. And if we remember, we'll have signs so that if anybody forgets and comes to church, there'll be a sign saying, just head down the road to the park. This afternoon, there is a meet and greet / shower for baby Huxley, who I'm looking towards, but he's hidden behind the chair. And so I think I know a number of you will want to be there this afternoon. And the details are that it's at Twomley's house. You might have already done RSVP to Brandy. Is there room for last-minute ads? Absolutely room for last-minute ads, and so you can probably talk to Colleen and Jeremy afterwards if you have questions. But we're delighted that we get to welcome. And then I'm excited. We'll do a baby dedication for him later in August, and then we have a baby dedication scheduled for the beginning of September with baby Emma as well. So we're in a season of babies, and that's a wonderful season to be in. And then the final announcement is just that the Sunday team schedule is in process for August through the long weekend in September. So if you haven't put your availability in, please do that so that Carolyn can figure out some of those details in the next little bit. Will you stand for a call to worship? As I said earlier, we come to worship God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. God who is community within God's self, and God who asks lots of questions of the people he made, but also God who we can ask questions of and come into God's presence. And so as we come now, we remember that God is the one who made all things. We remember that if we want to know what God is like, we can look to Jesus. Jesus shows us what God is like. And the Spirit is at work. Just like the Spirit brooded over the waters At creation, the Spirit is still hovering and revealing Jesus to us and to the world around us. So come, let us worship.
In the darkness we were waiting, without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes, to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory, to a cradle in the dirt. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. To reveal the kingdom coming, and to reconcile the lost, to redeem the whole creation. You did not despise